Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Well, today is the day where I'm going to be ranking Pokemon Season 3 episodes from worst to best. So, here are the rules as per usual. This list is just my opinion, and I am once again working off from the script. So, if I'm shifting a couple of times, I'm just trying to remember what I love about the episode or hate about the episode. I'll try not to use it all the time, but if I have to, I have to. I don't want to leave any details out. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into it. And what I consider the absolute worst episode of Season 3 is number 41, Episode 14, About with Sprout. This episode is just horrible. This little kid, now keep this in mind, not all kids are this bad, but this kid is just horrendous. Pretty much berating Ash, trying to take Pikachu for himself, and we're supposed to root for this kid. Yeah, no. Honestly, you getting that Bellsprout was the best thing that could happen to you, kid. And this is honestly the stupidest Team Rocket scheme I've ever seen. Why? Yeah, you can fill out that one. So yeah, this is honestly the worst episode. This is a terrible representation of little bratty kids. This is how the bratty kids were back in the day? Wow. So yeah, not all kids are this bad. This type of kid is, and it just annoys me to a T. Sadly, there's more to come. So yeah, absolutely the worst episode. Hands down. Number 40, episode 11, Once in a Blue Moon. Yeah, this episode is just creepy. I don't care how you're representing the Quagsire in this episode. They're creepy. They're just creepy. And them stealing the GS ball is just pretty much filler plot convenience. And one that I hate. This is just so dumb. This is so ungodly dumb. And while About with Sprout is horrendous and has no thing that could save it, Once in a Blue Moon, I don't know, it's just stupid. Honestly, Design Platoon 2 was bad, but the little kid was the worst aspect. The Quagsire being just ungodly weird is just... Oh. Trust me, we're not even done. Number 39, episode 18, Charizard's Burning Ambitions. Let's just say this one is gonna leave a nasty burn on you. This has got to be the most insulting way of saying goodbye to a character. Charizard has been nothing but bullied throughout this whole episode, and Ash thinking leaving Charizard here will make him better. No! No, this is stupid. No, I'm sorry. No. I'm not buying this. No. I mean, if I was sending someone to a place where they're getting horrendously bullied, I'd pull them out of there, not leave them here. No, this is terrible. Charizard did not deserve this. But at least Team Rocket, being the absolute gentle people ever, even though the schemes get to 10 on my nerves, at least they're doing the right thing by supporting Charizard. That's the only good thing that helps save this episode from being the worst. But still, leaving Charizard here was a stupid part on Ash. Why? For writing purposes, that's why. Number 38, episode 2, The Double Trouble Header. I mean, I kind of get what they were going with here. New trainer thinks their opponent is a cheater, so no, this is very stupid behavior, and this kid just outright annoys me. I mean, she goes on and on how Ash is a cheater and she's buying Team Rocket's bullcrap. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. No, I mean, I guess there was a lesson being learned here, but this is not a good lesson. No. If you lose, learn to grow up and learn from it. Not branching out your opponent as a cheater. No, this is not typical behavior. I'm sorry, this one's just misery to go through. I mean, the kid may have learned a lesson, but we still had misery to go through here, and that's not fun. Number 37, episode 27, Going Apricorn. Now we've gone from worst episodes, just so boring. And this is honestly one of the boring ones. The entire episode is nothing of Ash and the gang trying to make Pokeballs. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole episode with nothing exciting. But unlike the previous 4 entries where they're just stupid in their own rights, this one you could easily just somewhat skip until the very end, but this was just a snooze to get through. That's it. There's nothing in this. The pacing is boring, and the Team Rocket stuff? Christ. Yeah, this was pretty bad. But thankfully, we're done with the worst. These episodes have been absolutely terrible, but we're sadly not from the good stuff yet. Oh no, we're far from the good stuff. Here come the meh episodes, the ones that just is a real pain to sit through and just drag out the episode, man. And starting off with number 36, episode 16, For Crying Out Loud. Yeah, that's pretty much the appropriate response to this episode. I'm sorry, this has got to be one of Misty's worst moments. She berates this poor Azumarill to crying status. And yeah, you pretty much startled that when you hit the poor thing with a Pokeball. Really? No, not Azumarill. Meryl. My apologies, I should have said Azumarill. But man, Misty was just awful to that poor thing. And no, I'm not buying her redemption arc at all, where she at the middle of it, she suddenly likes the Pokemon. No, I'm not buying it. No. She bullied the poor thing. I'm sorry. This is really this is misery. This is absolute misery. I'm sorry. Misty was terrible in this episode. Enough said. Number 35, episode 19, Grin to Win. Yeah, another bottom of the barrel of meh. Well, there are a few funny moments in there, like Meowth trying to talk to Sunflower and finding out why Sunflower is just such a drag. They do pretty much another Pokemon with the Jigglypuff treatment. Yeah, that's Snubbull from episode 8. More on that episode later. They tried to make Snubbull more than a one-off character. Pretty much fitting the Jigglypuff role. Why? Just why? How does this make any sense? Yeah, you answered that one. So yeah, apparently they're on a gag with Snotball. It likes Meowth's tail and it bites on it every single time. Yeah, that's pretty much the episode. The only reason why Team Rocket gets caught is because of Snotball. Deus Ex Machina, if I ever heard it. Yeah, this one was terrible. Just bottom of the barrel. Why? Why? Number 34, episode 12, The Whistle Stop. Yeah, this one was just... The predictability of where this episode was going to go is just why this episode is such a drag. I mean, you know how it's going to go, and you know how it's going to end. There's no surprises, no suspense, nothing. But the reason it ranks not lower, it has probably one of the funniest fourth wall jokes I've watched in a while. We don't go out this early in this episode. That's legit funny. That's the one good joke. But that's pretty much it. More bottom of the barrel meh. Number 33, episode 8, Snotball Snobbery. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, this is the start of Snotball being its own character. Now, I like the setup with this. While Snotball's owner is not purely evil, overprotectiveness and loving too much is its character's one design flaw. And while that is nice, and it does have a pretty good message, until the ending where Snotball pretty much goes back to her old ways and runs off again. Yeah, to quote Nostalgia Critic, why did you do that? Actually, no, that was terrible. What was the point of that? Yeah, pretty much making the entire episode absolutely pointless. Yeah, that was a terrible quote. But you get my point. The entire episode was pointless. Why? You had a good message and you bloody butchered it. Yeah, I hate these types of episodes where it just pretty much throws the message out the window and pretty much ruins it. It's like I'm watching a season finale of a TV show I really like. Yeah, you know the ones I'm talking about. So yeah, horrible episode. Enough said. Number 32, episode 30, Tricks of the Trade. Yeah, this one is meh. Well, the one good thing, there are two things I do like in this episode. Ash and his Tauros winning a competition, and the first official appearance of Wobbuffet. Yeah, you know, Wobbuffet! But the rest of it is just... The Team Rocket stuff is boring as always. The arc with the kid and his Wobbuffet is just there. But that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to say. Number 31, episode 29, A Far-Fetched Tale. Yeah, the episode's the typical predictable stuff. You know where it's gonna go and how it's gonna end. But I do like the message about teamwork, how Ash and his Pokemon work together in sync. That's the one good thing I remember from this episode that has a nice touch. But the rest of it is just more predictability that I really start to annoy me. Number 30, episode 33, Tunnel Vision. Yet another... This one is just insulting. So, I do like the scene with Jigglypuff and Meowth talking about their conflicts and inner turmoils. That's a nice scene. And I do like the funny rivalry between Jigglypuff and Snotball. It has a pretty good payoff. I genuinely like. But James and Jessie being just awful to Meowth is total character assassination. They're meant to be evil, but not outlandishly horrible to each other. I mean, we saw throughout the series that they're loyal to each other. They have each other's backs, and this is how you do the characters? No. No, this is insulting. Absolutely insulting. So yeah, while I do like the Jigglypuff and Snubbull stuff, Meowth being bullied is just horrible writing. Just horrible. Just horrible. Number 29, episode 40, The Psychic Sidekicks. Try and say that five times fast. Yet another bottom of the barrel, boring episode. The Team Rocket skiing stuff is pretty much uncreative. It's just meh. But I do like Cherry and her Girafarig. They're probably the only good thing I liked about this episode. But the rest of it's just there. Nothing much to see, it's just there. That's it. Okay, so now we're done with the meh and boring episodes. Now we're getting into the okay episodes. The ones that are just there, with a few sprinkles of good and a few moments. And we continue that trend with number 28, episode 38, Foul Play. Well, I do like the first appearance of Noctowl, a gold Noctowl, where the other Noctowl are brown. It feels late in the game to have Ash, not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 4, no, 1, 2, 5 Pokemon caught in just in one season alone. It feels like they're putting in too much. I'll explain more in a bit when I review the season. But Noctowl probably has the least bit of character, apart from being, well, a gold Noctowl. That's pretty much it. But I do like Ash's character. Him trying to help Noctowl, even though his pure intent is to capture that Noctowl. And the professor guy is a bit of a dunderhead, but it's okay. It's just there. Nothing else. Nothing less. Number 27, episode 37, Love, Totodile Style. I will get the good thing I like out of this episode. Brock and Totodile working together on love. That is freaking hilarious. But the predictability of where it's gonna go is there. But I do like how the cycle repeats again with Totodile, showing that Totodile's not gonna give up no matter what. And I generally love that about Totodile. Again, I'll get more into detail on the Pokemon characterization in my review of the season. But it's pretty funny. And that's pretty much it. It's an okay start, but nothing more, nothing less. Number 26, episode 1, Don't Touch That Doll. I'll get the one bad thing I don't like this episode, Professor Elm. I don't know what they did, but good God, why is he such an idiot in this episode? I mean, he was okay in the manga, but man, is he such a stupid dunderhead, and that is not a compliment. Instead of, turning his head around to check to see if Jessie was Nurse Joy, he doesn't care that a new Totodile, specific for trainer, gets kidnapped. How did you pass school again? This is stupid, and I hate that. And I hate it. I really, really hate it. And this Totodile is cool. And no, this is not Ash's Totodile. It's a new it's another trainer Totodile. A starter Totodile, if you will. But man, is Professor Elm is such a dunderhead here. But the reason why it ranks in the middle instead of lower, I do like the start of the season and where it's going to establish Ash's character here. But that's pretty much it. What the hell, Professor Elm? Number 25, episode 26, A Shadow of a Drought. Yeah, this one is just okay. A predictable episode that's just harmless. While it's nothing special, the motivations of why the townsfolk are protecting this slowpoke is okay. And yeah, the predictability of Kurt's character is pretty damn obvious. It's the Boomy effect from Avatar. Yeah, if you've read my review of season 1, episode 3, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's just there. Nothing more, nothing less. Number 24, episode 4, Roll On Pokemon. Yeah, it's just another okay episode. It's just there. I do like the battle at the end. One of the rare occasions in a Pokemon episode where Ash actually loses. And yes, I'm gonna regret saying that in later seasons Ash loses more and more, but earlier on in the series, it was pretty rare. But the rest of it is just the usual Team Rocket scheme. It's just, eh. But hey, I like the characterization of the dolphin, and that's enough for me. Number 23, episode 7, Spinarak Attack. I do like Team Rocket's scheme in this one. Pretty much, they recreate a special kind of thief. Looking at you, Sly Cooper. But this one is pretty funny, I'll give him that. And I do like Spinarak. He's kind of adorable little bug. But that's honestly it. It's okay. The pacing can be a bit slow at times, but again, the Team Rocket stuff is pretty funny. That's mostly it. Number 22, episode 28, Getting the Bugs Out. And honestly, out of the 2 gym battles in this season, which I will get into more detail in my review of the season, this is the worst out of the 2. I'm not saying it's 100% bad, but man, the gym leader, Bugsy, is horrendous. Being an absolute horrible person to Ash, and especially Misty, is horrendous. I don't get it. But at least the guy's not a slouch in battle. I do like his 3 Pokemon. Hold on, let me think. Spinarak, Metapod, and especially Scyther. No slouches in battle. And I do like Chikorita, Pikachu, and especially Cyndaquil in this episode. They all 3 give it their all. So yeah, the battle itself is pretty good, but Bugsy pretty much stops this episode from ranking higher. I hope the next few gym leaders later on in the Johto series is a lot better. For better or worse. But man, this is not a good start. At least the gym leader, the previous gym leader was good. This one is just, oh, why? Just why? Number 21, episode 32, No Big Whoop. The episode was okay. I like Togepi and Lawhopper. They're freaking adorable. Hey, when you got cute Pokemon on screen, you make them cute, damn it. I do like Togepi's use of a musical instrument that gets the Whopper to listen. It is freaking funny. But the usual Team Rocket stuff is just meh. But hey, when you got cuteness on your screen, you get your audience hooked. And that's not bad. Number 20, episode 22, The Superhero Secret. Yeah, it's pretty much the overuse of superhero cliches, and it's kind of the silly fun. I mean, you got this superhero, Gligar Man, pretty much trying to save people. But he's not exactly good keeping his identity a secret. So yeah, if you want more of the superhero trope stuff, go watch my review of the episode. It's super silly fun, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's silly fun, at the very least. Okay, so now we're done with the okay episodes. Now we're getting to the good episodes. Not perfect, but good. And starting off with the good, number 19, episode 41, The Fortune Hunters. And I have to say, it ends the season on a pretty fun note. Cassidy and Butch, how you make your appearances so good, not once, not twice, but 3 times is just a miracle. Please keep coming back and making these episodes good again. I like their scheme this time around. It's pretty funny. But the best part is James. Him being dressing up as a Moltres is goddamn hilarious. I cannot stop laughing that he thinks he's over his head just because he's a Moltres type. It's freaking hilarious. The Misty stuff is a bit over the top. I won't call it bad. It's not for crying out loud bad. But it's a bit too much. That's my only nitpick. But the rest of it is pretty good. Please keep coming back, Cassidy and Butch. You are so damn funny. Number 18, episode 20, Chikorita's Big Upset. I actually do like a Chikorita's arc. And given her character arc in previous episodes and her crush on Ash, I could see why she's a little jealous of Pikachu. I mean, Pikachu's as Ash's right hand is pretty much his partner in crime. You get what I'm saying. But Chikorita getting a little jealous, I can totally see that. Kind of reminds me of my niece when she wouldn't stop being around me but got a little jealous of my partner. I like the realism, and I do like Ash is willing to try and help Chikorita. It's actually pretty sweet. But the usual Team Rocket stuff lowers the episode down a bit. Not bad, it's just kind of stops the pacing a little bit. But I do like Chikorita's friendship with some of the wild Pokemon that they instantly respect her when she kicks that butt. I'm not gonna lie, that's freaking badass. Number 17, episode 3, A Sappy Ending. I kinda do like Heracross's first appearance, and his arc is pretty good. The episode can be a bit slow at times, but hey, at least you got the fight between Heracross and the robot Pinsir. It's pretty good. It shows how strong Heracross can be. And later on in the season, which we'll get to. So yeah. Pretty good episode all around. Number 16, episode 34, Hour of the Houndour. I hope I pronounced that correctly, because I think I've been mispronouncing it a couple of times. My apologies in advance. But I do like the premise. Apparently the Houndour is stealing stuff to help their friend. And I love Ash in this episode. Willing to help the injured Houndour and get it to the nearest Pokemon Center despite its friend's hesitation is what I love about Ash. He's willing to help even if it doesn't benefit him. I love this character stuff. It is fucking great. So yeah, solid episode all around. The usual Team Rocket stuff is there, but it doesn't slow down it too much. Number 15, episode 17, Tanks-a-Lot. I do like the premise in this one. Pretty much Togepi and a Wild Sentry pretty much take control of one of Team Rocket's mechanical robots, the Arbitank, and pretty much goes out of control. And that's the premise, and I like it. The intensity is pretty fun. The setup is hilarious. The bit where Ash and Team Rocket have to team up is pretty damn funny. More on more on another episode later. We'll get to that. And I even like the twist and... Oh, sorry, I'm talking about the next entry. My bad. The premise is pretty damn fun, and I like the Arbor Tank as being something that could be a threat. I like the logistics of that, and that's pretty damn hilarious. Okay, so now we're done with the good episodes. These are the great episodes. Don't worry, folks, we're getting to the good stuff, and these next 14 entries are great. Starting off with number 14, episode 39, Forest Grumps. And this one has a pretty great setup. And I apologize for this in the previous entry. I mixed it up a little bit when I was trying to read the script. My bad. So yeah. I'll clear this up quick. Episode 15, I like the setup, the premise, and the intensity. Okay, now on to the actual episode. In this one, this is another great setup. So Misty and Jessie get separated from their teammates, and they have to work together to get back to each other. I like that. It's pretty funny. I like that Ash and Brock tried to help Jessie. And I do like the bridge scene where they all actually work together to help each other out. I even like the twist where apparently they were in breeding grounds the whole time. That's pretty damn funny. I even like the sad ending where Team Rocket suddenly stuck back in the breeding grounds and trapped by the Ursa Ring. That is so sad, but I can't help but laugh. Oh, that is so funny. Number 13, episode 25, Good Quill Hunting. And this is honestly a great introduction for our Pokemon. Cyndaquil's introduction is great. Its flamethrower is freaking badass. And while the guy who's harassing Ash for the Cyndaquil is a real douche. I mean, he pretty much tells Ash to stay away. And even though Ash pretty much tells him he caught Cyndaquil first, they battle, and even when the guy loses, he tries to kidnap Cyndaquil. What the hell, man? But at least he gets what he deserves when Cyndaquil literally fires him. God, that is funny. And while the Team Rocket stuff slows down the pacing again, at least it's short and straight to the point. So yeah, Cyndaquil's introduction is great. Spot on. Number 12, episode 5, Illusion Confusion. I actually kind of like the setup in this one. So this Hoot Hoot has lost his ability to actually, scare away projections caused by a few ghost Pokemon. And while Ash is very hard on the poor thing, at least Ash gets the karma he deserves later on, so nice payoff. And while he's only barely in the episode, I do like Gary's character change. Being more laid back and actually nice. I like that character change, and I hope he gets better in season 4, and especially 5. Hopefully. And I do like Hoot Hoot's crush on Misty. It's pretty damn hilarious. It's actually kind of cute at the same time. And I do like the ending with Team Rocket being stuck in there with no way out. Oh, that is so sad. Okay, so now we've gone from great episodes to pretty decent episodes. And starting off with number 11, episode 21, Foul Feather Friends. I love its message about no matter who you are, you can achieve greatness. That is a solid message you want to give out to your audience. I like Oddish's arc of wanting to be a Hoppet, and I like it's willing to help out no matter what, despite not being a Hoppet. It's pretty damn adorable, and I generally like that. Even the tornado scene is pretty intense. So yeah, it's a decent episode. But sadly, not enough to make the top 10. Speaking of which, here we are, folks. The top 10. Here we go from decent to downright perfect. What starts off the top 10? Let's just say number 10, episode 6, Flower Power. And I have to say, this was a pretty decent episode. I like the Blossom in this episode. Apparently, they've lost their ability to perform this dance move correctly, and they go through a whole arc trying to get back to their roots. And that's a pretty sweet arc. I like the scheme with Team Rocket, them trying to literally use Meowth's perfect English to make money is damn funny. And I do like the debate of different forms of battle styles. And that's actually quite unique, something that's sadly never brought up again. So yeah. Actually, they do have contests, but that's not a thing until season 6. We'll get to that. But nevertheless, pretty damn solid. I like the setup. It's a good debate. So, well done. And if it's in the top 10, then that's a sign that these episodes are getting better and better. Number 9, episode 23, Mal and Willy. I like the way it's set up its one-off character with a really good arc. Mary and her Mareep, who I think she names Fluffy in this episode, have a really good friendship. And I even like Mary's mother, while overprotective. Now, I didn't get this as a kid, but hearing it from the mother's perspective, I can see why. It's a good perspective whether you're a child or an adult. And I buy that these two absolutely love each other. Even at the end where Mary's mother decides to let her go and be who she wants to be, shows how much of a healthy relationship these two have. This is a mother and daughter relationship that I buy, and it's solid. Absolutely perfect. Number 8, episode 10, The Chikorita Rescue. And I have to say, yeah, this is a pretty fun introduction for Chikorita. But it's not the best Pokemon introduction. We'll get to that. But this one's pretty good, pretty great too. I love Chikorita's character, from the way she refuses to give up despite the odds against her. And Ash recreating the Team Rocket motto is absolutely hilarious. Honestly, the whole setup with Ash wanting his own Chikorita and Chikorita having a crush on Ash is solid. Great, decent episode all around. Number 7, episode 15, Fighting Flyer with Fire. Now, I would have put this episode lower if it weren't for Ash's stupidity, but give her from this perspective. It shows that how different the gym leaders are in Johto rather than Kanto, and it also shows that these gym leaders do not screw around when it comes to battle. That's why I ranked this pretty high on the list. While it is stupid on Ash's part, I do like he wants to rely on Chikorita's strength rather than type matchup. And I do like Faulkner as a gym leader. He's pretty decent, and I like his Pokemon. His Dodo Trio, yes, Dodo Trio, not Dirt Trio, my apologies, and of course, his Pidgeot. And honestly, the only real stars in this fight are Pikachu and especially Charizard. These two pretty much steal the show when it comes to the battle, and it's freaking great. Honestly, Charizard pretty much is a badass in this episode. Why didn't you keep him, Ash? Sorry. But, solid gym battle episode. Hopefully we get better ones later down the line. So yeah, decent episode all around. Number 6, episode 35, The Totodile Duel. This is honestly the best Pokemon introduction in this season. Totodile has so much great personality. I freaking love it. Absolutely great. Love the energy Totodile has. And I do like Ash and Misty willing to bow out maturely to see who keeps Totodile. And I love Misty's arc here. When her Poliwag evolves into Poliwhirl, she's like, I don't care. I've got one water Pokemon right here. I like that. Misty's maturity is great. It was handled perfectly. It shows that Misty has her mature moments, and this is one of her moments. Spot on. So yeah, Ash and Misty have a great battle. There's a funny moment where Pikachu refuses to battle Togepi. That is freaking hilarious. So yeah, it's decent episode all around. Okay, now we've gone from decent episodes to pretty much top 5 awesome episodes. And starting off with number 5, episode 31, The Firing Squad. And this one is honestly freaking amazing. Squirtle's arc throughout this whole episode is nothing of chef's kiss of brilliance. I like the way it sets up Squirtle's squad friends, and Team Wartortle is spot on good writing. I like the competition, it's well paced, and I love Squirtle's goodbye. Willing to help his teammates when they're in trouble, that is a level of commitment and loyalty that I appreciate from Squirtle. While I didn't like his introduction back in season 1, his goodbye is spot on. It's freaking awesome. So good on you, Squirtle, for standing up to your friends. Number 4, episode 24, Wired for Battle. I like the way they set up the whole relying on technology isn't always what it's cracked up to be. I like Shingo's character, how he manages to figure out complicated fights while tapping on his little laptop is interesting. I like the jab at Team Rocket. That is freaking hilarious. And honestly, the best part of the episode is Heracross versus Scizor. That is a freaking intense fight, and I absolutely love it. It is downright amazing how good this episode's message was about relying on technology. Feels realistic and very close to home. So yeah, awesome episode all around. But these top 3 episodes are nothing but freaking perfect. So, what are the top 3 episodes, if you've been keeping track? Number 3, episode 36, Hot Matches. And honestly, the way they set up this episode and the characterization is spot on. Cyndaquil's arc is amazing. Ash willing to help Cyndaquil achieve Cyndaquil's greatness is freaking great. And the best part of the episode is the rematch between Cyndaquil and Skarmory. This is an intense battle that actually made my heart skip a beat a couple of times. So yeah, I think this episode is just perfect. I like Miki as a trainer. Her Skarmory is badass. And while Brock and Vulpix never stood a chance, it goes to show that while Skarmory had a type disadvantage, it's the battle that's important. And this one is no exception. Honestly, this episode is just freaking perfect. Absolutely perfect. Number 2, episode 9, The Big Little Horn. Honestly, this one got me to tear up. Brock's friendship with this baby Stantler is freaking beautiful. The way Brock wants to stay with this poor little baby is just The way a mother is willing to do anything for her child, no matter what it costs. And the goodbye scene is beautifully handled. And this is actually one of the few rare times I actually hated Team Rocket and they were an actual threat. That is no small feat, Team Rocket. You guys are the bumbling comic relief of the show, and you got me to hate you when you kidnapped that poor baby Stantler. That is pretty much a big feat, Team Rocket. Spot on. So yeah, this episode is just freaking perfect. I like the setup, I like the ending. Brock's arc is the best in this season. It's spot on. But there is one episode that I consider just as perfect, but my favorite episode of season 3. Have you been keeping track? Do you know what it is? Well, let's find out. And the award for the best episode of season 3 is number 1, episode 13, Ignorance is Blissey. This episode does everything right. It sets up a good backstory, it sets up the stakes, and it gets the emotions running. With a few hints of comedy in there. So, Jessie's backstory of wanting to become a nurse is heartbreaking. And she starts a friendship with this Chansey who's also kind of a dunderhead itself. And Jessie having to leave because she feels like she doesn't fit in is honestly makes us feel bad. And the reunion is honestly freaking heartbreaking. And when it comes to the final act, Jessie having to, well, say goodbye permanently to Blissey is honestly just freaking perfect. It's just beautiful. I even like the dilemma of Jessie having to choose between her childhood best friend and her Team Rocket teammates is honestly a heartbreaking decision. It's just, oh, it's so emotional. This is how you make your character likable, even though she is a member of Team Rocket. I have to say, episode 13, Ignorance is Blissey, is my number 1 favorite episode of Pokemon Season 3. And I hope Season 4 gets better. Please. And that's the end of the video, folks. I hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up, like and comment and subscribe, and I hope to get more videos like this. Speaking of which, tomorrow I'll be reviewing the season overall. Keep an eye out for that video. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.